Hello everyone, and welcome to my CSU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Julie Chrisley wants case dismissed. Judge Vindictive. Chrisley knows best. Alum. Julie Chrisley wants her case dismissed as she is deemed the judge vindictive. The former reality star was sentenced to 7 years behind bars and has served nearly 2 years. Now, she feels that her time is up and is ready to move on with her life. Keep reading for more details. Julie Chrisley wants case dismissed. It was a tough blow when Todd and Julie Chrisley were sentenced to a collective 19 years behind bars. They were going to have to leave their children behind, including minors Chloe and Grayson. Their daughter, Savannah Chrisley, was going to be their guardian and take over the maternal role for them. So far, she has done a great job and even gets encouragement from Julie. Sadly, Julie is in Kentucky, whereas Todd is serving his sentence in Florida. Their contact is limited, and it has made things even harder. Julie did get a resentencing hearing, but her probation was extended by 2 years. That baffled Savannah, as she could not understand why her mother was continuously being punished. Followers felt Julie did the crime, so she should do the time. That is debatable, but now, Julie is taking a stand. She is over being behind bars and feels she is being targeted. According to WSB-TV, Julie accused the court of retaliation in a recent filing. There has also been talk of retaliation by Savannah regarding her mother and her situation. They had hoped Julie Chrisley would be home by 2025, but now, that is not looking so promising. Followers saw this and began a Reddit thread. They agreed that Savannah and Julie could say whatever they chose, but it did not change the crime. This is Julie's problem. Though Julie Chrisley is valid in how she feels and has every right to file her suit, followers did not necessarily agree. They felt that she had done something wrong, therefore she should have to pay the price. More so, talking poorly about government workers could pose a bigger issue. It is unclear what will come from their filing, but maybe something small will change for the better. Only time will tell. Julie Chrisley, the matriarch of the once beloved reality TV family behind Chrisley Knows Best, has spent the past 2 years living under the shadow of prison walls. Alongside her husband Todd, she was convicted on tax evasion and bank fraud charges that shocked fans who had grown accustomed to seeing the family's glamorous lifestyle unfold in front of cameras. Now, Julie is pushing back harder than ever. In her latest legal maneuver, she's asking the court to throw out her case entirely, while pointing an accusing finger at the judge she says went too far. Julie's bold legal move. Court documents recently filed by Julie's legal team paint a picture of a woman unwilling to accept defeat. They argue that her trial was tainted from the very start, alleging that the judge presiding over the case displayed what they call a pattern of vindictiveness. According to her attorneys, Julie's sentencing was not merely a product of the evidence presented, but was influenced by a personal bias that stacked the deck against her. They claim the judge made prejudicial remarks, ignored mitigating factors, and handed down an overly harsh sentence designed to make an example of her. It is clear from the record that Mrs. Chrisley was not afforded a fair and impartial trial, the filing states. Justice demands this conviction be vacated. For Julie, who has maintained her innocence since day one, this isn't just a legal fight. It's a battle for her identity, her family, and her freedom. Fans rally behind her. Outside of the courtroom, Julie's supporters have been vocal. On social media, hashtags like #FreeJulieChristly and #ChristlyStrong have trended multiple times since the news of her motion broke. Many fans insist that Julie, who often came across on television as the grounded, nurturing heart of the family, does not fit the mold of a criminal mastermind. She was always the glue that held them together. One longtime fan posted on X, "I don't believe for a second she was behind fraud schemes. She deserves justice." Others point to the harsh toll prison has taken on Julie. Reports suggest her health has declined, with stress, isolation, and long hours of confinement weighing heavily on her. To supporters, the idea that a judge may have treated her unfairly feels like a cruel twist of the knife. The vindictive judge allegation. What exactly does Julie mean when she calls the judge vindictive? Her lawyers highlight several incidents during the trial. The judge allegedly dismissed testimony that could have painted Julie as more of a bystander than an active participant. Remarks made in court, according to her team, seemed to reflect personal disdain rather than objective judgment. The length of her sentence, 7 years, was described as excessive for her level of involvement. Legal experts note that accusing a federal judge of vindictiveness is a bold and risky move. It requires convincing a higher court not only that errors were made, but that bias corrupted the process. If successful, it could lead to a dismissal or, at the very least, a new trial. But if the appellate court rejects the claim, Julie may find herself with fewer avenues left to fight. Todd and the family react. Meanwhile, Todd Chrisley, serving his own lengthy sentence, has reportedly been in close contact with Julie through limited prison communications. Insiders say Todd was proud but worried about Julie's decision to push forward with such a dramatic legal claim. He knows the system can be ruthless, one source close to the family revealed. But he also knows Julie isn't someone who backs down when she feels wronged. He's standing with her all the way. Their children, including Savannah and Chase, have also spoken out. Savannah, who has taken on the role of family spokesperson, shared on her podcast, "My mom has always been a fighter. She doesn't want pity, she wants fairness. If the judge acted out of bias, then that needs to be exposed." Chase, usually more private, took to Instagram with a short but powerful message: "The legal justice landscape for mom." To understand the gravity of Julie's move, it helps to look at the broader legal landscape. Appeals courts are notoriously reluctant to overturn convictions unless there is compelling proof of judicial misconduct. The burden of proof rests squarely on Julie's legal team, who must show clear evidence of bias or constitutional violations. Still, legal scholars note that the Chrisley case was unusual from the beginning. The family's fame, their public personas, and the high-profile nature of the charges may have created an atmosphere where impartiality was difficult to maintain. One criminal defense attorney, when asked to weigh in, said, "Calling a judge vindictive is not something you do lightly. But if Julie's team has transcripts, recordings, or other proof that the judge crossed the line, it could shake things up in a major way." Public opinion divided. While many fans are firmly in Julie's corner, others believe the Chrisleys are simply trying to avoid accountability. Critics argue that the family's lavish lifestyle was built on deception and that Julie, far from being an innocent bystander, was an active participant. She played the role of the sweet Southern mom on TV, but behind the scenes, she knew exactly what was happening. One critic posted online, "She's not the victim here." The public divide mirrors the larger cultural conversation about celebrity, privilege, and justice. Do stars like the Chrisleys get unfairly targeted because of their fame, or do they use that fame to dodge consequences ordinary people would face? The road ahead. For now, Julie waits. The court will need to review her filings, weigh the evidence, and decide whether to dismiss the case, order a new trial, or let the conviction stand. It's a process that could take months, if not longer, leaving Julie and her family in limbo. But one thing is certain, Julie is not going quietly. Her legal move has reignited debate, captured headlines, and forced the public to reconsider the image of a woman once seen only as the calm, loving presence on a family reality show. Whether she succeeds or not, Julie Chrisley has made it clear she intends to fight for her name, her freedom, and her story, one that is still being written. A defining moment. At its core, Julie's battle isn't just about the law. It's about power, perception, and legacy. If she wins, it will be a vindication not only of her, but of every celebrity who claims they were unfairly targeted. If she loses, it may cement her role in the public eye as a cautionary tale about greed, fame, and justice. For the Chrisleys, who once invited America into their picture-perfect world, this moment feels like the ultimate test. And for Julie, it may be the defining fight of her life.